Hello, and welcome to my official MCC game tier list. Thank you to Ripcord for creating this tier list. And yeah, let's just get straight into this, honestly. First game was Ace Race. Now, Ace Race is an interesting game because some maps are really fun, some maps aren't that much. I personally like Yeti Set Go, and since I watch Pete, it's a really good POV. But really, it is just a racing game. You're on your own, not very much team interaction. So it's kind of a middle of the pack kind of game for me. So that's why I'm going to put in okay for now. Now moving on to BattleBox. Now BattleBox is actually one of my favorite games ever. However, on Island specifically, I'm not a fan of adding the poison orbs and everything. But overall, BattleBox is a really fun game. There's so many maps. Like every MC is a different map, so it's so versatile. But maybe that's because I'm a PvP main. And yeah, honestly, I'm gonna have to put BattleBox in one of the best. It really is one of the best for me. Not my favorite, but it is up there, and it deserves that spot. Now, a lot of people disagree with me on this one, but Bingo is actually one of my least favorite games in MCC. Like, don't get me wrong, I love Bingo as a game, but I just feel like it doesn't fit with MCC that well. Even though they've adapted it to make it, fast paced, a bit different, still doesn't feel unique enough for me. And like, it is just a normal map at the end of the day, and I'm gonna have to put it in Banhammer, unfortunately. Yeah, it is an unpopular opinion, but that's just what I feel. Now here we have probably like one of the best finale games I've seen in an event ever. It's honestly so fun. It's extremely stressful, but the feeling of actually winning this is amazing. And also it's such a good finale to watch as well. It's so intense. Everyone's like excited for it. It's gonna have to go in one of the best for sure. Yeah, it's honestly on the same level. I'm gonna put it in front of BattleBox though, just because it is still different compared to just normal PvP. Moving on to Grid Runners. Now, Grid Runners is actually one of the games which I initially did not enjoy playing. It's always been fun to watch, but I actually never enjoyed playing at the beginning. However, over time, I've started to appreciate it a lot more, just how Noxcrew always changes the games constantly, makes it all fresh, new. It deserves okay, honestly. For me, it's okay. It is under Ace Race though for now, but yeah. Now moving on to Hole in the Wall. Hole in the Wall has been a game which I've actually loved from like early MCC, probably like MCC 3 or something. It has always been one of my favorites to both play and watch. It's interesting on Island because obviously all the modifiers, people do not like modifiers much, but I actually do. And yeah, I still think it's one of the best. It's probably going to be bottom of one of the best though, because I still enjoy the other games more, both playing and watching. But yeah, I think it's underrated. Now, Build Mart, probably the game that has been benched the most, and for me, I actually like the old version slightly more, I'll be honest. It was just more fun having the actual carts. It felt more like a shopping experience compared to the Elytras. And yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate. It would be unhappy to be played, but I'm gonna have to put it in okay. And especially because Sansa Mart. Sansa Mart was honestly one of the most horrible things to both play and watch. But yeah, either way, Build Mart is still fun to play, just not amazing anymore. Now, when Meltdown was introduced, this honestly was one of the best games ever, for me at least, because I love bows and I love one in the chamber type games. So this was so fun to see added to MCC. Over time, it became a bit less fun, especially when I figured out that if you die early, it's honestly a boring experience for obviously the people you're watching and also you playing it. So I'm gonna have to put in happy to see it played because it's still exciting, but it can be really bad. Yeah. When Parkour Tag was introduced, it was highly praised, and honestly, I liked the idea of it. It was a good concept. Over time, though, the amount of times that maps have been replayed, it's kind of gotten a little stale for me personally. Watching it is still very enjoyable, but playing it is a different kind of story. So I'm gonna have to put it in. Would rather skip it because compared to other games, I would rather not see it played. As for parkour, it has had the biggest improvement yet of any game, and honestly, before it used to be boring, it used to be stale, the same course every single time. But the improvements they made are amazing. Like, I genuinely enjoyed playing and watching the new parkour area. So I'm gonna have to put it in top of okay. It's fun. On to MC's newest game, Road Road Rush. Road Road Rush is such a strategic game, and it's honestly so fun because you're never going to really get bored. You know what I mean? Like, constantly, you have to keep going along and making pathways and making sure the minecart doesn't blow up. And also, it just so much team communication goes on in this game, and yeah, it's just a really fun, more chilled out game. So yeah, I really enjoy it. but I will have to put it in bottom okay since it's new and I haven't had much experience with it yet. Rocket Splish Rush, another game that has had a drastic improvement. It's a lot nicer now, especially with the durability feature, and also the fact they've added to Island. It's made me enjoy the game even more. And yeah, honestly, the map's really nice, classic. I love the journey map is also very fun. Yeah, no, I just love the improvements. Simple game, but very effective. So I'm gonna put it in second of. It's okay. This game, Sands of Time, is probably the most popular MCC game going. It's fun. Really is. There's so much to do, so many pathways to explore, vaults to get, keys, coins. There's so much in this game that's just different, new. It's definitely gonna be happy to be played because it's really fun to watch and it's way more fun to play. So yeah, Skybound is another one of the most popular games on both MCC and MCCI, and honestly, it's just because it's a way better version of Skywars. It's been adapted to work with teams very well, and both in the event and playing, it's extremely fun. The only concern I do have is I don't like the island kits coming to the actual main event. That's my only problem with it. But other than that, it's still extremely fun and it is probably my favorite game. SG is a classic game. It's also one of my favorite mini games in Minecraft. The special thing about MCC is the maps. The fact that Noxcrew make their own maps and they're really fun to play, especially Millionaire's Mansion 2 is my personal favorite. It's great. The kits are great. Everything about it is great. So I'm gonna have to put it in middle of happy to be played because it can go very badly sometimes, which ruins the experience. Now, finally, we have to get to the other side. Now, to get to the side is honestly, it's a mixed match game for me because sometimes I love it, sometimes I hate it. Most of the time, I hate it because when you get punched off, it is a horrible feeling. Like, it genuinely, it sucks so much. And when you do really well, it feels good, but honestly, I'd rather skip the game. It's not one of my favorites. The ones above it, I would rather play probably 90% of the time. Yeah, that is my finalized tier list right there. That is the order I would put all the games in. Once again, thank you, Tripcord, for making the tier list. And if you lot disagree or agree with any of my choices, then leave that in the comments below. And yeah, hopefully I will be able to do another event tier list soon. Yeah, alright then. Goodbye.